I love K-Pop Demon Hunters, so naturally I had to build a Mira cosplay. I made her weapon, and I'm going to show you how to make it too. I got this 3D print kit from the Dangerous Ladies for this build. To assemble the kit, we'll have to glue the blade pieces together first, which you're seeing here, and the staff portion together separately. It comes in 22 pieces and runs 77 inches tall. I assembled it on a metal dowel, and I'll leave the measurements in the description box. There is also an option to purchase the 3D print files if you have a 3D printer and you wanted to print the pieces by yourself. The first step is sanding down any imperfections or rough edges on all the pieces in the 3D print kit. I typically work from 80 grit sandpaper, which is a coarser grit, up to 120 grit sandpaper, which is a finer grit. The coarser grit sandpaper helps to level out imperfections, while the finer grit sandpaper works to smooth everything out. Next up, it's time to start assembling the staff. I chose to go with a metal dowel because I've used wood dowels in the past and they didn't work out. I had a spear snap in half on me the day before a big cosplay photo shoot, and I prefer not to repeat that. I mixed some JB Weld plastic bonder and coated the back of the half sphere detail piece with it before attaching it to the base piece of the Gok-do, and then I started to coat the metal dowel with the JB Weld plastic bonder and slid the 3D print pieces on one by one. It takes about 15 minutes for the adhesive to set, so this process can take a very long time. I tried my best to apply pressure between the pieces to ensure they were actually adhering together during the curing process. From time to time, you'll have a little glue splue out of the sides, so just make sure to have a rag handy to wipe any of that excess adhesive away. I'm just taking some Bondo glazing and spot putty, and I'm filling in any seams where the pieces were glued together. This needs to be sanded down once it dries to avoid any bumpiness or texture being added to the prop. As you can see, it's very messy. Taking a damp rag, I wipe down all the pieces to ensure there's no residue left from the sanding. Now for the fun part, priming and painting. Using Rust-oleum filler primer, I apply an even coat to the prop pieces. For the paint job for this prop, I took some paint recommendations from a cosplayer by the name of Beck of Hearts, but I did decide to add my own flair to the mix. Starting off with Dupli-color Automotive paint in GM Light Blue Metallic, I applied a base coat of color to the blade. I took some Rust-oleum Universal Metallic spray paint in Vintage Gold and started working away. When I made my way to the staff piece, I taped off the portions that are meant to be multicolored with painter's tape and continued painting the rust gold. Taking some Montana Gold acrylic paint in Frozen Raspberry, I began to add pink sections to the blade. I tried to use a light hand with this at first, then concentrated a ton of color in certain sections to really saturate those areas. Using Ironlak gloss acrylic spray paint in Electro, I used the same technique, and this is where I felt like the weapon really started to come to life. After the gold spray paint was dry, I removed the painter's tape I had laid down on the staff and masked the gold sections with a garbage bag so I could paint the multicolored sections using the same paints I used for the blade piece. I removed the painter's tape and masking, and then went in with some gold rub and buff to fill in any of the spots the gold spray paint may have missed and to add dimension to the paint job. I then added some Rust-oleum Glitter Intense Shimmer finish spray to the multicolored sections of the prop. This stuff got all over the place during the painting process, but don't worry, once we seal the paint job, which I'm doing right here, it'll all be locked into place. Once all the pieces are dry, it's time to attach the blade. I mixed up some more JB Weld plastic bonder and was very strategic about where I placed it. If you put the glue in the wrong spots, it'll get all over the blade when you fit the attachment piece on, so just be mindful of that. And voila, there you have it. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I hope this helped inspire you to build a Mira cosplay of your own, and now I'm off to work on the rest of mine. Bye!